What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Punk Rock Radar. Today we're doing episode number 3 of the 90s alternative song tier list. Today are all Karina's picks. Karina, what went into these songs? There were some oddballs on here, so I have a couple questions we'll get to, but what went into your 90s alternative list?
A lot of emotions and me reminiscing about the back in the time when I used to grow up in a pub.
So I know you grew up in a couple countries even. Where were you for most of the 90s so we can get a feel for where these songs were playing?
For the most of the 90s, I was probably in Australia.
Interesting.
And then we moved to Denmark when I was 5. So around like 97.
Okay. So yeah, there was a few on here that I was like, what the heck? You know, we got there though. We've got a good list here of 25. Lewis, how you doing over there?
Good. I'm pretty boring. I didn't live anywhere else besides the United States. So these were mostly coming out of a car radio or my boombox in upstate or downstate New York, I guess.
Yeah, downstate, depending on where you're actually from. I mentioned that a lot, that everybody where I am now considers the Hudson Valley downstate. But
yeah.
Let's get into this. Lewis has got some yard work to do, so we're gonna try and get through this swiftly. All right, so our first song up here, we're gonna start with Smash Mouth, their song All Star. It's from their second studio album, Astro Lounge, released in 1999, and it was actually the last song they recorded for the album. A lot of people have a lot of opinions on Smash Mouth, but Karina, what is your opinion on Smash Mouth and this song?
Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go play.
Okay, the band is trash, but I really like the song. It was the one that was in Shrek, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I love Shrek. I find that movie amazing. I still watch it. So that's why I chose it. I was a bit unsure when you put me on the spot right there. I was like, oh, fuck, is it in Shrek?
Yeah, it's definitely in Shrek.
So, but because it's the band, but I love the song, I just put it in B just to justify my choice.
All right, Lewis, what about you, Smash Mouth?
I think this is an S tier song of the 90s. I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't really like the band either. I don't like any of their albums, but this song is immediately recognizable. It was like one of the biggest songs I recall of the 90s. And of course, it was in Shrek. So I'm going with All Star S tier.
All right. I'm with Lewis. I'm going S tier. I feel like a lot of people are going to tune out instantly for two people putting this in the S tier, but when Karina, when you made this playlist, I was like, All Star came on and I was like, damn, this song still rocks. When this came out, I think it was like maybe a few weeks after Enema of the State, but I still bought it. But I mean, I didn't give it a lot of love because Enema of the State's one of my favorite records of all time. But this particular song is still really good. I have no problem putting in the S tier. The haters will hate, I'm sure. But let's move on, Lewis, to one of your favorite songs and favorite bands. We have Crazy Town, Butterfly. The song is based on a sample of Pretty Little Ditty from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, released in October 2000, third single from their album Gift of Game. Where are you going to put this one?
Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar.
Me? This is a D tier for sure. I hate this song. I always hated it. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it. Besides, I hate Shifty Shell Shock, and I don't like the song.
All right, Karina, what about you, Butterfly?
I put it in my S tier. I love this song. Every time it comes on, I just stand in the kitchen and scream, "This is my jam!" And then I sing, and my kids tell me to shut up.
Oh, man.
Wow. Okay, that might be the most...
Now they might tune out.
I do the rapping and everything.
That is the most... I think that's the most unexpected rating we've ever had across all the tier lists over like the past 15 months. So, wow. I don't know. There's songs I like less than this on the list, but it is, wow. by no means an S tier. I'm gonna go C. I remember, I will admit that I'm pretty sure that I did like this song. I had this album. I don't listen to it anymore. It's definitely cringy. But whatever. I'll put it in the C tier. Wow, Karina, I'm still like at a loss for words here. Let's move on just in case anybody's still watching. But I'm not sure it's gonna get any better because we got Limp Bizkit's Nookie coming up next. So this is Karina's list again, by the way. Things are definitely stranger. This was the first single off of Significant Other, released June 15th, 1999. Karina, can I put you down for another S on Nookie?
I did it all for the nookie. Come on, the nookie. Come on, so you can take that cookie and stick it.
What's it gonna be?
Yes. And this is so funny because last month I spent $80. I have to get if I want a vinyl, like a special edition, I have to have it exported from America. And so I bought the special edition AFIs. And then I told my friends about it. And I went like, but I've been listening to so much Limp Bizkit. They had nothing to do with each other. I was just in a mode. And then I spent 30 minutes complaining about I couldn't get a hold of Limp Bizkit's vinyls. And I love Limp Bizkit.
So, I don't think you're going to be on an island for this one because Lewis and I definitely loved Limp Bizkit in the 90s. But Lewis, I'll pass it to you. I think you're going to be high on this one, so let's hear it.
Yeah, let's keep it an S, man. This is a banger. I love this album when it came out. I think it's still immediately recognizable as one of the ultimate 90s songs. Limp Bizkit personifies those times, late 90s for me, for sure.
All right, so we've got an early triple S. This is an S for me also for all the reasons you guys said. This song still rocks to this day. We'll keep it in there. I'll take us into the next one. We've got Rage Against the Machine. Song is Killing in the Name from their 1992 self-titled debut album. Song is inspired by the 1992 Los Angeles riots. This Rage Against the Machine, like I was super into nu metal in the late 90s, but I had never really got into Rage Against the Machine. I think my favorite song by them is probably Guerrilla Radio, but I don't like this song at all. I'm putting it in the C tier. Lewis, I'll pass this one to you. Where are you going to put Rage?
I think I like them a little bit more than you. I didn't love them also when I was a kid. They took a little bit longer. I mean, and now it's pretty funny, they're millionaires talking revolution rock, that whole song and dance. But A tier, good song, definitely interesting at the time.
Yeah, America's favorite anti-corporate band. So, Karina, where are you going to put Rage Against the Machine?
I'm putting them in S. This song is always on my pre-concert to get me pumped. If I'm in a bad mood, I put it on and I'm like, yeah, let's go. We got this. I actually love Rage Against, but their tickets, man. We complain about Blink. In Europe, they took everyone for their bank accounts. They were so expensive. And then they canceled.
Damn.
Sold.
So if and when we do a nu metal song tier list, I feel like you're a lock for that episode. And it looks like you're going to just put every single song in that tier, which will be pretty funny. All right, so let's move along here. Karina, I'll pass this to you. We've got Presidents of the United States of America. Song is Lump, released in 1995 off their self-titled debut album. And I texted this to you guys because I was looking up little tidbits for the album. The lyrics combined with his own history of having a benign tumor in the head with a vision he had of a woman in a swamp. So I listened back, and I guess I can kind of hear it. But Karina, where are you going to put this POTUS song?
She's she's in my head.
POTUS song. I put it in my A tier. I really love POTUS, the band, and it's just a banger. we've discussed putting Peaches on, but that's just such an annoying song.
Yeah. Lewis, what about you for this one?
Yeah, Lump's also an A tier for me. A very memorable song. I think I remember the lyrics to Gump way better,
Yes.
but yeah, right. But the fact that this song got covered by Weird Al makes it pretty obvious that it is iconic and was like a good song. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in A tier.
Yeah, I think I'm also A on this one. So I'm right there with you guys. Great song, but I also was getting the lyrics confused with Gump. That's why when I texted you guys what the song was about, I was even more confused than I was. So we'll move on here. Karina, we've got Ugly Kid Joe, Cats in the Cradle. It's a cover of a 1974 song, and this is from their debut album, America's Least Wanted. Your thoughts on Ugly Kid Joe?
And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy knew the command.
Apparently, I forgot to add that one to my list. But Cats in the Cradle.
You. This is your
You
list.
made the list.
I know, and I sat there going, "There's something missing. How is something?" And I couldn't figure out what it was. Shit. No, I like the song. I get very emotional when I hear it. I have no idea why, but it's oddly enough. Even though I get emotional with it, I put it in my B tier because I get emotional.
Yeah, I could. It does, like, it has that heavy feel to it. There's just songs that kind of, they have a weight to them. I agree with you. I'm also in the B tier. It doesn't make me very emotional, but I could definitely see where you're coming from. Lewis, I know, has cried to this song many times. So
Oh yeah, I wish me and my dad played more catches together. Yeah, it's a B tier for me too. It's a good song. I think I like this version, but I think I like, what is it? Cat Stevens is the original, right? So, or
Harry
whatever.
Chapin. Harry Chapin is who I wrote. There's probably a couple people who do this song though, honestly.
Oh, I thought it was Cat Stevens, but I could be wrong. But yeah, B tier for sure. Love this song.
All right, so we've got two straight covers on here. Up next, we've got Metallica, Whiskey in a Jar, and I could be ignorant, but when I looked up the Wikipedia for this song, apparently it's been covered by like 50 or 60 different artists. But I really like this song. I love Metallica. I think Metallica's new album that came out on Friday is actually really good. People shit on me on Instagram because I said it was good. This one was almost in my S tier. If it was a couple different songs from the Black album, it would have been an S, but I'm going to put Whiskey in a Jar in my A tier. Lewis, what about you? Where are you putting Metallica?
Whack for my daddy, yo. Whack for my daddy, yo. There's
So I definitely don't have the same fondness for them that you do, and I think if it was a different song from the 90s, I might have rated it higher. I'm putting it in my C tier. This is not definitely one of my favorites for Metallica. So,
All right, and Karina?
I'm scared now. No, it's in my D tier. I don't like this song. I do like some Metallica songs, but I'm not a big fan. And I don't care enough about them to invest more time than the bangers.
So Crazy Town in the S tier, Metallica in the D tier. Wow. So it's safe to say you won't be reviewing 72 Seasons for Rock Freaks.
Actually, that's a funny thing. We discussed that in our group chat on Rock Freaks, and I gave my review. I went, I don't care, 1 out of 10.
Damn, it's a good record. I mean, Whiskey in a Jar is by no means like a banner Metallica song in my opinion, but I really like the new album. But I like Death Magnetic too. So to each his own. So we'll move on here. We've got Alanis Morissette. Song is You Ought to Know. This was the lead single from her 3rd studio album, Jagged Little Pill. Things I didn't know about this: features Dave Navarro on guitar and Flea on bass. And I thought this was established about Uncle Joey from Full House.
Yeah.
I thought, but I did some research, and it's also possible that it's about Joey from Friends. So all we know is that this song is about a fictional character named Joey. But Lewis, with that tidbit in mind now, where are you going to put this Alanis Morissette song?
And I'm here to remind you of the
I would have, if it was ironic, I would have put it a little bit higher, right? But because that's a really banger from the 90s. I'm going to put this one in B. It's a good song. I think Alanis Morissette, that first album really rocks. So it's a B.
All right, and Karina, what about you?
I put it in B too. I like Alanis Morissette. I like the angsty vibe, and I've actually been a very decent fan. I've followed her. I loved the album she released. What was it? 2 years ago? Last year? Can't remember. I thought that one was good too, even though people shat on it. I think she's good. I'm like, this is good.
All right. I'm going higher than both of you guys. I'm also going to put this in my A tier. I remember owning this cassette very early on. I bought it from Walmart. Ironic is definitely my favorite song from this, but I still think this song rocks. I think this album is pretty solid all the way through. So I'm going to put Alanis in the A tier. I hope it's about Uncle Joey. I just find that a little funnier than Joey from.
She definitely dated Dave Coulier.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure. I was pretty much assumed it was definitely about him. So
I was reading an article and she said it's also could be about some hockey player from the New Jersey Devils whose name wasn't Joey, so I didn't include him in the joke. So, but it's one of those three guys, but it's TBD. So up next, we've got U2. Song is One. Was released as a benefit single with the proceeds going to AIDS research. It's the third single from their 1990 album, excuse me. Karina, where are you going to put U2?
Now I feel bad.
yeah, me too.
Don't feel bad because just based on that, we're all going to be pretty similar.
God damn it. I hate you too. So I put it in my D, of course. Now I would feel like a public apology is going to come, but fuck you too.
All right, Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I support AIDS research in the 90s. Very important at the time. It's a good thing that they did, but this song sucks. I don't like U2. I mean, a couple things off the Joshua Tree are good, but different decade, right? So, D tier.
Yeah. U2, me too. I'm also in the D tier. I hate U2. Probably one of my least favorite bands of all time. But whatever. I'm sure they do a lot of good stuff in the community, so won't hate on the people. I will say I think it's so lame that I'll whatever. I'm not gonna say it. It's gonna get me in trouble. So let's move on. We've got Barenaked Ladies. Song is 1 Week. It was the first single from their 1998 album Stunt. A little fact I learned about this: the rap portions of the song are completely improvised. That's why the lyrics aren't related at all to the nature of the song. So, Lewis, where are you going to put Barenaked Ladies?
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Threw your arms in the air and said you're crazy.
Put that one high in an S tier. This song is incredible. Another banger from the late 90s. I don't give a crap if the lyrics are nonsensical. They are a lot of fun, and it was like a fun game to kind of learn all the lyrics, right? I remember everyone trying to figure out all the lyrics on this song. S tier all day.
Wow, okay. Karina?
It's in my S tier. I've always said that when I feel confident enough, I will sing this at karaoke.
If you do, you got to send me the video of that. I'd love to see you try to do that. Because I mean, I don't think that they even sing the correct lyrics when they do it live, just based on what I read. But I don't really like this song, guys. I'm sorry. I'm putting it in C. It's always kind of annoyed me. It's the best of the C's. I have a crossed out B here, but I moved it down when we had a last minute change, and we had the arrangement of this video like 15 minutes before we started. So there's going to be some fluidity here and there, but this was one of the casualties of that. So I'm going to go on C with this one. I'll take us into the next one here. We've got System of a Down. The song is Spiders from their 1999 album. Was featured on the Scream 3 soundtrack. I thought this song was older than 99. I don't know, but like I said before, I was huge into nu metal. I like a lot of really corny, cringy bands, Mudvayne, but System of a Down has never been a band I've enjoyed. I don't like the vocals style at all. I don't like really any of their songs. I remember like Sugar was okay. I hate this song, but there's songs on this list I like less, so I'm also gonna put this in my C tier. Karina, you've got Crazy Town, Limp Bizkit, and Rage Against the Machine already in S. So what's it gonna be for System of a Down?
I put it in C. I actually don't like this song. I do like System of a Down. I like the vocals, but just not on this song. I find it mid at best.
Agreed. All right, Lewis, System of a Down.
Yeah, C tier. I think I like System of a Down better than you. I think Toxicity is a pretty good album, but it's after this. So this one never really connected with me. I think a lot of the songs with Toxicity are 100 times better than this. So C tier.
All right. Yep. Yeah, that's true. There is some good songs on that record. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So let's move along here. We've got a completely different style song. We've got the Verve. It's Bittersweet Symphony from their third album. Another weird fact I didn't know about this one. The Rolling Stones sued them for this song. And the Verve did not get any royalties paid out from this song until 2019. So they really missed the boat on that, because I'm not sure who's listening to this song after 2019. But Karina, I'll pass it to you. The Verve Bittersweet Symphony. What are your thoughts?
'Cause it's a bittersweet symphony that
It's in my A tier. I have such sentimental memories with this song where my parents weren't always good parents, and it was like a New Year's Eve and we had it in the pub, and it just ended with like when the party was over after like 4:00 in the morning, me being the little kid I woke up and it was just like they were playing that song and everybody was just hugging, and it was so beautiful. So I love this song.
Oh, that's a nice little story there.
Yeah.
Lewis, do you have a little story for us about Bittersweet Symphony?
No. No, I don't think I celebrated a New Year's in a pub until I was an adult. Bittersweet Symphony, mid-tier song, I think. Pretty funny that the Rolling Stones just took them for everything they have. I'm going to put it in C tier. It's by no means a D song, but nothing special to me.
Yeah, so I'm going B on this one too. I have a very short attention span. I could appreciate a lot of what's going on in this song. I think it's a cool, interesting melody. I don't hate it, but I rarely ever listen to it. Karina just described it best. It's a mid song. It's going in my mid tier. Up next, Lewis, I'll pass it to you. We've got Better Than Ezra. Song is Good. It's from their 1995 album, major label debut called Deluxe. What are your thoughts on this one?
So this is a song that historically for me, every time it comes on, I'm like, man, I wish I knew who sang this song. Like for years, that was the thing, because I was like enamored with this song, and I still love this song. I think it's a great one. It's going to be my fourth S. I think it is a killer S tier song, and definitely one that I was, it was pleasantly surprised when I saw Karina put it on the list for ranking. So S tier.
All right. Yeah, Karina, what are your thoughts on this one?
I want to go on record saying I do like this band and I still listen to them. And it was a big thing that I put them on the list because it was like 90s. This is 90s. I actually only put them in B because I don't like this song. But it's good. But the band's really good and they deserve a lot of credit.
I wasn't aware they had other songs. So you're teaching me something there. I like this song. The thing, it's very, very remedial. It's that chord progression we've all heard a million times, but it doesn't matter. I like it. It's like right in the middle. I think I'm gonna go B on this one. The song had a little bit of a revival in my family. My niece, when she was growing up, she didn't like people getting too close to her, and she would always go and it always made me think. I was like, it reminds me of that song, that '90s song, and I couldn't place what song it was. I was like, Lewis, I was like, who's like that song and it was this one. It's, of course, it's I believe, but whatever. So a little personal story from there. Karina's been nice enough to share a couple, so there's one from me. But yeah, it's going in the B tier. Up next, we've got a song. Karina, I don't know if you did this on purpose, but I mentioned that my least favorite song of all time was Redneck's Cotton Eye Joe in a previous video. Every time this song comes on at like a wedding or wherever, I don't know if they play it anywhere else other than weddings. Like, I will duck for the door because the last thing I want is somebody pulling me up on the dance floor to dance to this ridiculous, terrible song. The only thing I'll give it is that the album name, Sex and Violins, I think is pretty clever.
Yeah, it's really good.
But this is their debut album. God help me if they have more than one album. I really hope not. I hope they like crawled into a bunker and just stayed there, rotted, without food or water after putting out this piece of garbage. But it is my D tier. So Karina, I'm gonna let you explain yourself why on earth this song is here, and then I want to hear your rating for it.
So when we finished the previous episode, and I went down and started cooking with my kids and stuff. My son, he's very interested in 90s like techno dance music right now because I listened to it in school. And he was like humming Cotton Eye Joe, and I went, "Oh, this is an automatic D tier for anyone."
Thank God. Okay. Thank God.
And I was like, "Thanks, kid."
You made me nervous when I saw that little bit of space left in your S tier. I was like, man, Karina has trolled me many times in the past. But Lewis, what are your thoughts on this Rednecks? Apparently, I didn't even know who sang this song, but it's very fitting. Where are you going to put it?
It's my fifth S tier, John. No, I'm just kidding. It is also in the D tier. Although I kind of find this to be a fun song in the fact that, like, I always assumed this was just some hillbillies singing this song, and it's like techno dudes from like Finland or some shit, right? So
I think Sweden, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
D tier. Yeah, it feels like it definitely had to come out of Europe, right? So D tier. So
it makes it even more bizarre. You're right. I'm glad you pointed that out. I was really surprised too. I was thinking like some bumfuck Alabama kids wrote this song, but yeah, whatever. There it is. It's Cotton Eye Joe in the D tier all across the board. Up next, we've got REM, Losing My Religion, released in February 1991. First single from their 7th album, Out of Time. Lewis, I'll pass the song to you. What are your thoughts?
Losing my religion.
REM, pretty good band. This is like a mid-tier song for me. I definitely like this song. I like a lot of the stuff that REM did. I'm gonna put this one in B tier. It's got a nice move to it. It's got good lyrics, but doesn't really inspire, and I don't go back listening to it all the time. So B tier.
All right, and Karina, your thoughts?
I think I grew up in an age where this was like one of the edgiest songs you could play in school. So I feel it's so overrated and so overplayed that I put it in my C tier. I like REM, but I don't go back listening to this song.
Damn. All right, so I have this in my S tier. My mom's two favorite artist bands are REM and John Cougar Mellencamp. So growing up, I heard this song and this album all the time. So I have a ton of memories with this. I still think this is a fantastic song. So I'm putting it in my S tier for REM. I think REM is a really underrated 80s, 90s band. So maybe they weren't underrated back then by any means, but now talked about as one of those seminal bands of the 80s and 90s. I think they belong in that discussion. A band who does not belong in that discussion is up next. We have Creed. The song is With Arms Wide Open, released in April of 2000, so just barely in that 90s era. It's the third single from their second album, I think, Human Clay. Karina, where are you going to put this Creed record? Creed song.
In D tier, John. I don't like Creed. I don't know why I don't like Creed. That we just never connected. We never had a moment.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody can have that special magic that Crazy Town has. But Creed, Lewis, where are you gonna put this one?
So I know it's very popular to shit all over Creed, right? I mean, it became like a joke band, right? I mean, they were like the Nickelback right before it was Nickelback, right? So, but I think it would be disingenuous to put this one in a D for me because I had this album. I don't like the song now, but I own the album. I'll give it a C tier because it's clearly better than a lot of the songs on this list.
I was thinking the same thing with this. What was the others? Like, what was that lead song they had from?
Higher.
Higher. Yeah. If it was Higher, it would be Higher. But this song, I don't like it. It's a D. Higher would probably be in my B or C. I think that's a better track, but we needed some Ds, so With Arms Wide Open is going to go there. Up next, we've got Oasis. The song is Champagne Supernova. It's the closing track on the band's second studio album, What's the Story? Morning Glory from 1995. This is my fourth S tier song. I love this record. I still think it holds up to this day. My only complaint is that they could shave off 4 to 5 minutes and this would still be an S tier song. It just drones on forever and ever, like a lot of Oasis songs, but it's going to be my S tier. Karina, you said you had a little anecdote for us about Oasis, so now is the time for that. Let's hear it. We've been on the edge of our seats.
Okay, so I like Oasis. I'm putting this in my A tier. But back right before they broke up, they had one last concert in Copenhagen before they announced they were breaking up or whatever they did. And I said no. I was going on a date, and let's just say that the date ended as well as Oasis did.
We got to hear the rest of the story, or is that for another time? No,
it's just like he was probably Noel Gallagher. He was so boring, and
okay.
I regretted not going to Oasis. I kick myself to this day that I didn't go. I was like, fuck, I'm stupid.
Yeah, but still A tier, right? You said A.
Yeah, tier.
All right, Lewis, what are your thoughts on this Oasis track?
Champagne Supernova. I mean, maybe if it was Wonderwall, I would have given it an A.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a B.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I like this album though. I really like this record. I listen to it all the time. So, but when I was a kid, but I haven't really gone back to it in years. So,
I think like you can be singing along to Wonderwall and like flow into Champagne Supernova, and like nothing really changes at all. Like I don't know if that's good or bad, but sometimes I'll have Champagne Supernova stuck in my head and the lyrics to Wonderwall will start coming up. I don't know if that's intentional or not, or if it's just another Oasis song, but yeah, probably shouldn't be in my S tier, but whatever. We did this real quick. Up next, Lewis, before we recorded, has proclaimed his love for Meat Loaf, so we'll hit that. We've got I'd Do Anything for Love, released in 1993, the first single from his sixth studio album, Bad Out of Hell Part 2. Back into Hell. And I looked this up before we started because I was curious. And to this day, we don't know what Meat Loaf won't do for love. He's never admitted it. He said it'll forever remain a mystery. But Lewis, let me hear about your love of Meat Loaf in this song.
I would do anything for love.
Oh, I mean, I think we've kind of built it up too much, but I do like Me the Loaf, and I like a lot of the stuff that he did. This one, I'm not going to put it in S tier. I think it's a real strong song. I think if we had done the radio edit, maybe would have snuck into S. We did the long version with the pianos and the noodling around. This is going to go in A tier, and Meatloaf will always hold a special spot in my heart because Matt, another guest on the show, hates Meatloaf. And when he broke up with one of his girlfriends at the time, I was driving around town and I forced him to listen to this over and over. And I wouldn't shut off the radio and I could put the volume back up. And he was losing his mind. He wanted to jump out of the car. I love it. It'll be a forever treasured memory for me, probably trauma for him. So A tier.
Is that the reason he doesn't like Meatloaf, or was it before that and you were just like egging him on even more?
I think it's probably a little bit of both, but anytime he would be in the back seat with Sean and I would also turn it on and make him force him to listen because he couldn't touch the radio.
Awesome. All right. So Karina, what are your thoughts on this Meatloaf track?
I love it. I put it in S tier. Even the radio version and the long version with the noodling around and the pianos, it's just you get in your feels and you just can't stop picking up the hairbrush and just singing along.
John's gonna D tier this one, isn't he?
You guys are crazy, man. But no, it's not D. Like Lewis said, I'm rating this based on the radio edit because this song was like 12 minutes, the one on the playlist. I listened to the first couple. I fast forwarded. Overall, I think if we do the radio edit, it's going to be a B tier song. It's a classic. Memories to it and all that stuff. Definitely not one of my favorite songs, but it's better than Butterfly and 1 Week and System of a Down. So there we go. B tier. Little middling thing. Up next, Karina, we've got Jeff Buckley. Song is Hallelujah. It's from his album Grace, his only studio album, released in 1994 by Columbia Records. I've never heard this before today. So let me hear your memories, thoughts, reasoning behind this song.
King composing hallelujah.
This is a super famous song, John.
I don't know this song, dude.
And this is a cover of a super famous song. Yeah.
I thought Jeff Buckley was the singer of Every Time I Die, but that quickly was like, okay, no, definitely not. So I could be wrong here. I'd never heard this, but Karina, let me hear.
Okay. No, this is a song I've actually had it on my list for about 12 years. On my list of songs I don't listen to, because I had a godfather thing that passed away under very tragic circumstances, and this song was like playing when I was told, and I was just like, fuck this song. But I really like Jeff Buckley, and even though the song has like tragic memories, I can still sing the whole version.
Wow.
To this day. Yeah.
I'll probably edit out what I said because apparently I'm completely wrong about this. But yeah, Lewis, what are your thoughts on this song? Karina, where are you putting it?
Oh, I put it in B.
In B. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's on your list of songs you never listened to, but it'll end up in the V tier. I got to make a list of songs I never want to listen to. Lewis, what are your thoughts on this one?
This one's my final S tier. It's mostly about the song. It's not about the version necessarily, but this is a beautiful song. I love it. Putting it in S.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm just apparently a big ignorant jerk because I didn't know it and I couldn't get through it, so I'm putting it in my D tier. Just not my style of music. That's all I will say. We'll move on here before I get myself into trouble. We've got Lenny Kravitz. The song is Are You Gonna Go My Way, released in February 1993. First single from his third studio album, which has the same name as the song. Lewis, what are your thoughts on this Lenny Kravitz number?
I always feel like I really want to hate Lenny Kravitz for whatever reason. He just got like that, that vibe that you kind of want to hate him. I don't know why in my mind, but this is a good song. Not an A tier, not a C tier. I'm putting it right in B. It rocks. The riff is good. The lyrics are fun. B song for sure for me.
All right, Karina, let me hear your thoughts on this one.
I never felt that Lenny Kravitz walked my way, so I put him in C. The song's like mediocre, but I don't know. I find him creepy in some way. In this, like, I'm better than you kind of.
Damn. All right, I like Lenny Kravitz more than both of you guys. If this was Fly Away or American Woman, it would be a contender for my S tier. I love that album. I like this song a lot too, but I'm gonna put this in my A tier, and I considered S. I don't know why, but I really like the Lenny Kravitz stuff. So, yeah, A tier for me. Up next, Karina, we've got Garbage. Song is called "Only Happy When It Rains." It's from their self-titled debut studio album from 1995. What are your thoughts on this one?
Garbage. Never was a huge fan. But this song's okay. I'm putting it in C tier. Not really anything special. I'll be honest. Like ever since they've been off the radio, I haven't gone back to Garbage one time. Not really for me.
Same. And
but
Karina,
it's okay.
Karina, what about you?
I feel like I should like the song, but I put it in my C tier. I just can't connect with it. It's catchy. It's not that, but it's just not one that I'll put on when I'm cooking and, annoy my kids.
Was this their big song? I'm also C, by the way.
Yeah.
This was their big song. I wasn't too familiar. I remember a music video back in the day, but I couldn't recall what song it was. But I'm with you guys. I was never a big Garbage fan, so I'm also in the C tier. I think the song is pretty catchy. I liked it more than I thought I would. So I'll say that.
They had another radio single. I can't remember the name though.
I think it must have been a little bit later on because this was 95, and I'm thinking like maybe a little before the TRL days, like in 97-ish, but we can find out. If you guys know, just leave a comment down below. Up next, we've got Goo Goo Dolls. Song is Iris. It was originally written for the soundtrack for the film City of Angels. Was later included on the band's sixth studio album, Dizzy Up the Girl, which I found out today was produced by Rob Cavallo, who, of course, produced my favorite album of all time, Green Day Dookie. And I'm going to put this right where I would put Dookie. I think this is a fantastic song. I like the Goo Goo Dolls. I had this album back in the day. This is my last S-tier song. I thank Karina for putting this on here because I needed one more S. But Karina, let me hear your thoughts about the Goo Goo Dolls and the song Iris.
And I don't want to see me.
But I really hate. No, I like the Goo Goo Dolls, but I don't like the song Iris. I went to a show 2 months ago. Sleeping with Sirens performed this, and I was just like, how many concerts am I going to in 1 year where they do a cover of this song? So I got so annoyed by that. So I went like, fuck this. This is a C tier song.
Man, you're gonna hold people covering it against them?
No, I don't know. I didn't really connect with the song, but it's funny because let me just pull it up because I actually have a playlist with the Goo Goo Dolls where they're like on 3 times with sympathy and Black Balloon. I really like Black Balloon.
Yeah, Black Balloon's another banger. Definitely.
But it was later, that song, right?
It was the same album. I'm pretty sure it was the same record.
Oh shit, I should have put that one on.
All right. Well, Lewis, I don't know how many bands you've heard cover this song or if that's going to weigh on your rankings, but what are your thoughts on this one?
I mean, this song is a banger. I'm out of S tiers. It could have easily been an S tier, but I have appreciation for Hallelujah that John doesn't have. So I'm gonna put it in my A tier. And I just want to know, Karina, with your accent, it sounds like you're calling them the Goo Goo Dolls, and it's cracking me up. So I'm gonna go A tier for the Goo Goo Dolls Iris, and for reminding me about that movie with Nicolas Cage. I want to watch that again. That was a good time.
Man, they missed out on some marketing right there, but Okay, we'll move on. This is the last three are all added today, I think, or today or yesterday. Up first, Lewis, we've got Tal Bachmann, She's So High from 1999. What are your thoughts on this one?
'Cause she's so high above me.
Fucking hate this song.
Oh my God.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in hot. I hate this song. I feel like it was in soundtracks to a lot of movies and stuff. D tier. I hate it. When you added it to the list, I listened to it. I was so disappointed. D. But I needed a D, so I guess I was happy.
Damn. All right, Karina, you've got A and D left. What's it gonna be for Tal Bachmann?
Oh, it's in the A tier. Every time it comes on the radio now, I don't care. I crank it all the way up and I try to hit the high pitches. No wonder my kids hate me.
Yeah, I am 100% with Karina. I think this song rocks. There is a little fact that I had no idea. This song is about when he was trying to convince a girl in his high school to date his stepbrother, which I thought was very odd. I don't know if there's another song in the world about that. It seems like a very niche thing to write a song about, but that's who he wrote this about. A girl trying to get to date his stepbrother. So I don't know. It made me not like the song as much. I thought that was very odd, but it's still an A tier song. We'll move along here to another late edition. We've got Blind Melon. Song is No Rain. Was released in 1992, the second single from their debut self-titled album. Karina, what are your thoughts here on this one?
And all I can do is just pour some tea for two.
I find it boring, so it's my last D tier.
Last D tier. I'm with you. I've always disliked this song, and it was all over the radio. I never really understood why it was so popular. This when you added it, I was like, okay, good. My list is now firmly rounded out. It is a D. Lewis, you've got A and D left also. So what's it going to be for Blind Melon?
I can't believe you guys. Shannon Hoon is rolling over in his grave right now because it's 3Ds. This song sucks. I hate this song too.
It's so bad. The vocals are just so annoying, and oh my God, it's so.
I didn't mess that up, right? It is Shannon Hoon. He's the lead singer, right? He's deceased, I believe. But this song is not very good. Yeah, I never liked this band either. Feels gimmicky.
Yeah,
Lewis, you had me going for a minute. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna feel bad now, and I was like, nope, never mind.
I thought that he might be trolling because I saw that Matchbox 20 was last. The song is 3 a.m. And this was Lewis's pick for a final song when we needed one. So I was like, he's trolling. But Lewis, tell us about why Matchbox 20 3 a.m. is taking your final slot in your A tier.
It's 3 a.m. I must be lonely.
It actually ended up moving a lot of things down. I think this Matchbox 20 album is awesome, and I was actually surprised we hadn't hit them on any of the lists yet. So 3 a.m., when I'm feeling lonely, I like to put on this song. It's a great song. And we could have probably picked any of the other Matchbox 20 songs from that albums that were on the radio, and it's awesome. So I'm feel totally comfortable putting it A. It almost snuck into my S and took down Jeff Buckley, but I felt committed to that pick.
All right. Karina, you're also in the A tier. Anything to share about it?
I love Matchbox 20. I didn't originally put it on the list because I don't know if it felt at home, but then when Lewis pointed out like Matchbox 20, I went like, yeah, 3 a.m. I see it. We have Jeff Buckley. We have the Verve. Let's just do it. It's a good album too. The whole album's amazing.
Yeah, I definitely think it fits on this list. Probably more than a couple, but yeah, I'm going a little lower. I'm going B. I was never a huge Matchbox 20 fan. I don't know. I don't have anything good or bad to say about it. It's just one of those songs that could play and you're not going to change it. So that feels like a B tier song for me. So that's going to wrap it up. We are considering one more episode of this. If there's something we missed that you'd like to see, please leave it down below just in case we do another one, because we probably will, because this is fun. We all love the 90s. Lewis, we're finishing up at 9:59. You've needed to finish at 10 o'clock. Hard start. So any goodbyes, any thing you want to say before you get to your landscaping?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited to run to it. That's all I could think about. No, this has been a lot of fun. I think for our last section, we're gonna kind of pick our own picks and kind of make an ultimate list of the rest of the scraps. Yep. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to doing it. So
yeah, there's more than a few scraps. I think some S tier songs remain.
Oh yeah.
Karina, any songs you're considering for the last list, or anything you want to share? What's going on at New Noise? What's going on at Rock Freaks, Dying Scene? Anything you want to add before we say goodbye?
I think I'm going to wildcard our last video. I think none of you are going to see what's coming. You'll be shocked. You'll be sad. What's going on in New Noise? Lots of reviews and interviews. I just interviewed Spanish Love Songs. Go check that out. I'm very proud of that one. My record label has a magazine coming out next week. That is also a banger. We got Sam I Am to do an interview. That was so much fun. Fuck. Yeah. That was so cool.
That new Sam I Am record is really good. I wasn't expecting to like it, but I'm into it. Yeah, and if you guys didn't know, Karina is like the busiest person on the face of the earth. If there's like a rock publication, she's a part of it. So I'll leave her links down below. Go check them all out. That's going to wrap up this video. We are at 10 o'clock on the nose, so Lewis has to get to his duties, and we will see you guys all next time. Like I said, if we miss a song, leave it down below. This is your last chance to get it in a 90s video.